Hi and welcome to my channel in 2025. It has been a pretty intense last 6 months or so. I don't know how long exactly it's been since I've posted anything, but I am waiting for Zach to get out of work as normal, and I just thought it would be a really great opportunity to kind of reopen my page, I guess. I don't know. I'm just kind of bored sitting at or like near his work, and thought that maybe getting on to do a quick video would be a really cool thing. New addition to the family is this streak of silver and gray. I'm not sure if I'm going to keep dyeing my hair or not. I am going to be 34 in March, so I think that is still pretty young to be getting, white hair. But secretly, I've had it since I was like a teenager. Little pieces here and there would always show up in my hair, and I've pretty much been dyeing my hair ever since. If you remember in my videos last summer, my hair was red, and I can't remember when I dyed it dark, but it's definitely been a while. I think it's been at least since September, October that I've had my hair my more natural color. Obviously it's dyed, so this isn't my natural color, but it's dyed back to my natural color. So what has been happening so much? I started a new job back in August, and it's working with kids. So I'm at a private school as an ed tech, and honestly, I adore the job, love my coworkers, adore the children that I work with. But the biggest thing for me has been staying healthy. It seems like every time I step foot in that building, I come out with like the flu or bronchitis or pneumonia or a sinus infection. Like literally it seems like one thing right after the other with that kind of stuff. So and it's also really close to me it's definitely time for me to wash my hair. We went on a trip, and I don't think I've washed my hair since like Saturday, so it's been a few days. But yeah, I've just been so sick lately, like so sick. A couple weeks ago I had the flu virus with bronchitis that was bacterial. I was on antibiotics, and it seems like just a couple weeks later I have the same exact thing. And in between these two times being sick, I did have one 24-hour stomach bug. And so it's just that like I literally can't escape getting sick. And honestly, I think I need to take a break from being in a school setting, especially with really little kids like I work with. Like the age cutoff for my private school that I work for is like 7 years old. So like nobody really has like awareness of like the kids anyways don't really have awareness of what it's like to like have to wash your hands, and like don't sneeze on people, don't cough on people, don't breathe like in someone's face really up close. So I'm always sick, and I'm just kind of trying to take a step back and get healthy again, get well again, and get my immune system back into some sort of working order, because I'm also pretty sure that I have been immune compromised since I was like 4. When I was really little, I was in the hospital with pneumonia for a few weeks, and then after that I was in a bad car accident that needed like open chest surgery, and ever since then I've just always been sick. Like when I was in grade school, like elementary school and junior high, I always had like bronchitis, or like even since I was like really little, but I've always had like bronchitis, strep throat, the flu, whatever it is. I've had pneumonia a couple times as an adult, or for a while I had it like every year. And I'm just really sick all the time, and it seems like this past winter, like what it is now, I've just been even more sick than I normally get, and it's kind of concerning. My husband suggested to me that I take a break from working at the school and just kind of get my life back together, because for me it feels like when normally I am really organized, I really love taking care of the house, I love doing errands, I love having hobbies, I haven't had the energy or time or wellness to do any of those things, and I just feel like I'm really falling behind. I know that one I guess it could be a plus. We went out of town for my husband's birthday this past weekend, and I lost 6 pounds from Friday to Monday, because I had the flu so bad, and I still don't have the appetite that I'm used to having, which could be a good thing. It'll probably go back to normal eventually, but another thing that I started doing, I started the medication for weight loss about a year ago, and I just doubled what I've been taking to a more therapeutic level probably like 2 months ago, and it's just starting to kick in. So when I just made this discovery, I had noticed the symptoms of this before, but I just realized for the first time today that this is what it actually is. So I was on the phone with my sister earlier, and she was telling me that certain weight loss medications, especially when they're like specifically for people with like diabetes, but people use them outside of that. Like, I take a medication called metformin, and it is used for diabetes, but it's also used for things like PCOS. And for me, with the medications that I take, it's perfect with those medications to help cut the appetite that I get from the medications that I already take. So doubling the dose of that in the last couple months has been really kind of trial and error, because there have definitely been a couple times where I'm like, you know what, I feel so gross and so sick that like I don't want to take this. But in the last couple weeks, like last month or so, it's definitely felt more like manageable. Actually, a huge side effect, and a really I think it's like the most common side effect of this medication is diarrhea. And that's only supposed to last like the first 2 weeks of actually taking it or upping a dose. But mine has been like that the whole time I've taken it. And sorry if that's TMI, but honestly, like, that's the only bad thing about it, because what I was about to say is that when I eat certain high carb foods, like sugary foods or a lot of bread or something with like a high carb concentrate, I get sick to my stomach. Like, my body like shuns it. It's kind of like, I equate it to like people who are like quitting smoking or something like that, and they're using like a chewing gum or like some sort of like cessation medication, and you like have a smoke, and then you realize how bad it makes you feel while you're on that medication to help you stop it. It's like literally the same thing. And so for me, it's like, before I would have like a large coffee from Dunkin' with 4 shots of flavor, 4 sugars, 4 shots of like oat milk or milk cream, whatever. And now I have just like either like a latte with nothing in it, or like a medium-sized latte or a small latte, nothing in it, or a green tea or a matcha latte. And I like barely drink coffee anymore at all, and I drink way less dairy than I used to. I used to drink like a couple glasses of milk a day, and now I just have it in like my tea or my coffee. Not coffee. If I have coffee, I'll have milk in my coffee. But so it's just so many different things that like have been changing, and I feel way better about myself. I would say that I need to start exercising more. I do have a gym membership and I do want to start using it more often. This winter, I barely went to the gym at all. I did not get a lot of exercise this winter, like I said, because I've been so sick and just not had the energy. And there's so many things that, like, I can't imagine even having tried feeling the way that I had felt. And so I'm not making excuses at all. Like, I am so accountable to myself and I hold myself to a pretty high standard when it comes to health and wellness. Like, I know that I am like a bigger girl, like a curvy girl, whatever you want to call it. But, I'm really health conscious. My minor in college while I was going was nutrition. When I went back the second time, before I withdrew after my freshman year in 2009, my major was nutrition. So I do have a lot of education. I have seen so many, at least 5 or 6 different nutritionists, wellness people, doctors about my diet, doctors about exercise, and it all comes down to the medication I take for my mental health, my bipolar type disorder. My medication that I take for that makes me put on weight so fast and so easily. And then on top of that, if I do go ahead and put in the effort to lose that weight, one doctor told me that it takes me 3 times the effort in diet and exercise to lose weight as the average person. So when I could be going to the gym 3 to 5 times a week every week, it would still take me 3 years to get the same results as one person going for 1 year. So say my goal is to lose 100 pounds or 80 pounds or 60 pounds. If that's going to take me 2 years to do it on normal time, it would take me 4 years to do it on my time. So it's really, it's encouraging in one way because I'm like, I have to be extra strong. I have to be extra motivated, extra disciplined. I have to plan my meals. I have to plan this. I have to plan for mistakes. And even that, like, can be discouraging even at times because when, like last year around this time, my husband and I were both going to the gym together, both dieting. He dropped like 20 or 30 pounds in like a month while I lost like 6. And I know it's also the difference between sexes with like men and women or male and female, that males typically lose weight faster than females. But before I was on these medications, like I've been, a little backstory, I was diagnosed with my bipolar type when I was 22 years old. And before that, my life was almost picture perfect. Like I was in high school, cheerleader, sports athlete, club contester. Like I loved going to prom and dances and events and stuff like that. I had a big group of friends and I was always super fit. I was always like the fittest person in the room. And then when I turned 22, or it's kind of, the symptoms started when I was probably like 19 or 20. I think my 20th birthday was the first day I realized that something was going wrong. And so I went 2 years unmedicated. And in that time, my life kind of took a huge turn. It was so different, like living with myself and knowing that like I wasn't who I used to be. So I had traveled a bit before that when I was younger on my own. When I was like 18 and 19 and 20, I did a lot of traveling on my own through the United States. I have traveled a lot around the world too, actually. As a teenager, as a young girl, as an adult, not so much. But when I was younger, like my parents let me travel a lot. And I traveled with my family and on my own with like school programs and stuff like that. Just like so many cool things that I've experienced. But since being diagnosed with my bipolar type, my physical body has not ever been the same. And I just have this vision that I will get there again. I'm not saying I want to weigh 120 pounds. That would be, I'm not saying it's impossible, but I don't know if I want the upkeep of having a body like that. I do love exercise. I do love eating healthy, but I think also there's a lot that goes into it, having a healthy, fit body, and I don't mind having a little extra chunk, like, you know what I mean? Like, I'm not so vain that, like, I need abs or, like, defined muscles or anything like that. Like, I just want to feel good, look good, and be good. So, and I would say I'm there right now. I already feel that way about my body and myself right now. But I know that, like, the way my body is right now, I have in my abdomen, I hold a lot of my weight. And it does make me a little self-conscious at times. Mostly with my agility and ability to move. Especially running. I've always been a runner. Until the last few years, I just haven't been able to as much. I find more compound movements are better for my body now, but I'll continue in part 2 because I do have to run somewhere real quick. And I love you guys, and I'll continue in part 2. Love you. Bye.